All right, we should be live. Good. Good. All right. Just give me a second here. Perfect. All right. Stream name's wrong. Hey everyone, how's it going? So, Kentucky happened. I watched the whole race. Just a bit of a backstory as to how I was going into this race. Basically, I had taken a break from watching NASCAR after the Phoenix race because, in my opinion, the first 3 races of the season were incredibly boring. For starters, Austin Dillon won at Daytona, so that was cool. That was a good race. Then Kevin Harvick pretty much dominated Atlanta, and he pretty much just kept doing that, and after a while I said, you know what, this is not fun anymore. So I took a break, but I watched the entire race at Kentucky today, and, well, I just thought I'd go ahead and give my thoughts. So, let me rate the race from, like, 1 to 10. I'll just go ahead and say, for me, it was like a 2 or 3. Now, I know that a lot of, and, you know, things like that, and, yeah, I agree with the fact that, you know, there was a lot of, like, pit road strategy going on, but at the same time, there really wasn't any battling for the lead. Martin Truex Jr. was pretty much unstoppable the whole time. The one person who looked like he might stop him was Kyle Larson. Then Kyle Larson's car became sentient and took over and made his car super tight. So that kind of ruined Larson's race. At one point, it looked like Ryan Blaney was maybe going to be able to stop him. That didn't work out so well. Brad Keselowski led a couple of laps. That didn't work out so well. And Kurt Busch led. He didn't really do much. He kind of fell back into the clutches of Truex past the first, like, 4 laps that he was in the lead. So overall, I think the race was incredibly boring. But the one thing I do want to talk about is the so-called battle between Brad Keselowski and Martin Truex Jr. in, like, I don't know, but basically coming off of turn 4, Martin Truex Jr. was, like, on the back of Brad Keselowski. You can't see, but I'm trying to, like, mimic it with my hands. But Truex was behind Keselowski, and Keselowski, like, wiggled coming off of turn 4, and Truex got by him for the lead. And people on Twitter, because I was pretty much on Twitter the whole race, because that was pretty much the only interesting thing I was doing, people on Twitter were like, oh, there's a battle for the lead. But I pitched in with my thoughts, and essentially what I had to say was, that's not a battle. To me, a battle is when 2 cars are going head-to-head, and, you know, there's, like, changes for the lead. A good example of this is, like, Atlanta in 2017 between Brad Keselowski and Kyle Larson. They were racing really close to each other down the backstretch. Kyle Larson would get ahead, Keselowski would get ahead, and it was actually, like, a battle. There was flip-flopping between the two. And, you know, it was more than just one driver going around and passing him. And that's good. That's a battle. Another good example is, like, the Dover Chase race in 2017 between Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott. You know, Kyle Busch was, you know, pushing really aggressively. Chase Elliott was trying to defend, and they were going all around the racetrack and trying different things to try and get around each other. The battle at Kentucky today was Brad Keselowski making a mistake coming off of turn 4, and Martin Truex Jr. not making that mistake. And to me, that's a pass. And, you know, I'd love to hear your thoughts. But basically, from what I gathered, it was a pass. And really, the main issue that I've started to notice is, okay, well, someone's messaging me, but I'm doing something right now, is that, it's just, the races aren't as close anymore. I counted during the race, there have only been 4 drivers that have won this season that aren't Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, or Martin Truex Jr. And that's a little bit crazy. You know, in my opinion, that's not good. I'm just gonna go ahead and go over here and go over to this for a second. 2018 NASCAR results. And I'll show you what I mean. But essentially, see if I can go ahead and switch out this. Please, yeah, here we go. Okay. Yeah. All right, so we've switched screens on the stream here. Let me show you what I mean. Race 1, Austin Dillon won the Daytona 500. Cool. That's one winner who's not Kevin Harvick, Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch. All right, Clint Bowyer, now we're up to 2. So that's good. Joey Logano, okay, we're up to 3. And Eric Jones. 4 people have won races this season that are not Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., or Kevin Harvick. And now you can see my chat. Now everything's glitching out and going insane, so let's go ahead and OBS, why don't you chill here and not show me all... Oh my god, it's going insane. Alright. Please hold. We can just leave it like that. At least for now, but... Yeah. That's basically my thoughts on the race. I just wanted to kind of spill my thoughts about the whole battling situation, because I didn't think it was a battle. I thought it was pretty much just one guy past another guy. Oh, hey, Jonathan M. Welcome to the stream. I'm just talking about the Kentucky race, and OBS is just kind of going insane here. Let's go ahead and switch back here. But, yeah, that's my thoughts. I'm going to be uploading the stream so you can rewatch it, and that's what I have to say about Kentucky. So now, go ahead and give me your thoughts. What did you think of the Kentucky race tonight? Because I'm curious to see. Curious to see what you thought. So I'll go ahead and answer. Go ahead and answer questions from the chat. Yeah, what did you think of the Kentucky race tonight? It was Yep, I agree with that. Nothing too special. There was some strategy here and there, passing. Nothing really. And actually, last year's Kentucky race was actually pretty decent. I remember that there was a lot more, and it wasn't very good in terms of actual racing quality, but I thought it wasn't that bad. There was a lot of chaos, which at least made it exciting. Granted, in my ideal NASCAR world, we wouldn't have to rely on crashes and stuff for excitement, and even tonight, we couldn't really rely on crashes for excitement because, well, that wasn't really, because there weren't any good ones. Another thing I did want to show you was something that pretty much summed up the race perfectly. I'm going to go ahead and steal a tweet from the Aflac Cup Series real quickly, but it summed up the entire race perfectly. Here, let me pull it up here. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and switch over to this. Basically, the tweet says, you know it's bad when the most exciting part of the race is the sprinklers turning on. And, I completely agree with that. If the most exciting part of this race is that some sprinklers turned on, I think we have a problem. And, maybe that's just me. Okay, I can't get it to pull it up, but basically Aflac Cup Series said that, it's bad when the sprinklers turn on, and that's the most exciting part of the race. And, it is. But that's pretty much all I have to say. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask them. And I just figured I'd come on and hang out for a bit. Oh, and I do want to get your thoughts. Why is it that Martin Truex Jr. is the best car week in and week out? If there's an actual explanation for that, I actually kind of want to know. Alright. Alright, now we're having Inception again because I went on the wrong tab. Okay, well, thanks for watching my little mini stream here. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.